This is Steve Robbins. Welcome to the Get It Done Guys, quick and dirty tips to work less and do more. Thomas is a genius. It's not his fault. He is an angst-ridden teenage cyborg with an IQ somewhere north of 400, just like me and you, and with so much spare brain power, he has a lot of things going on. To fit in with his social group, he has a full course load of high school classes. He's on the yearbook staff and the track team, and he actually has turbo boost built into both legs, and it turns out that's not among the list of prohibited enhancements for track competitions. At home, he's working on a perpetual motion machine, a new clean energy source, an instant teleportation machine, and, of course, building an accurate replica of the Vatican in Minecraft. As you can imagine, his bedroom is covered with scraps of paper, notebooks for each project, and file folders full of schematics. He may be super smart, but it's super hard to get anything done when everything is scattered around in a dozen places. Plus, cybernetic or not, being a teenager, he's lazy. All those spiral notebooks loaded into his backpack get heavy, and they crowd out the room that he needs to carry the Legos that he'll be using to build the teleportation machine. It's too much. He needs a way to be super productive on dozens of projects at once without burying himself in chaos. And of course, just like you, being super smart, of course he came to the Get It Done Guy podcast for the answer. He found it in episode 171. How to create one master system to organize your life. And he simplified his, quote-unquote, filing system by moving to a single master notebook. You can find all of this at getitdoneguy.com/one system. That's ONESYSTEM. getitdoneguy.com/one system. Now, he still carries around a notebook, but just one. He has a section in the notebook for each of his projects, and he dutifully records everything related to that project in its own area. Now he brings only that notebook, and life is good. There's only one teensy problem. He needs a pretty big notebook because most of the space gets wasted. He has to decide in advance how many pages go in each section, and if he's had a lot of caffeine and is feeling inspired to get his perpetual motion machine moving, he might write out 10 pages of notes. But if he fills up the perpetual motion section of the notebook, what should he do? Start a whole new notebook? Well, then he just wastes all the blank pages in the other project sections. Or does he try to kind of hijack pages out of another project to work on perpetual motion instead? Well, if he does that, how does he remember where in the book perpetual motion starts and stops? Oy, so close, and yet so far, so close, and yet so far, so close, and yet, perpetual motion has me going. When you use a one notebook system for everything, you want to use the notebook efficiently and still have room for everything, even if you don't know how much room you'll ultimately need. The tool that makes this work has been in front of you your entire life. Just like Dorothy's ruby slippers in The Wizard of Oz, the tool that makes this work has been in front of you your entire life. The table of contents. Reserve the first couple of pages of your notebook for a table of contents. Use a notebook that has numbered pages, or write in page numbers when you first come to a page. When you want to start a new project, find the first blank page. Write the project name across the top so you know what the page is about. And then turn to your table of contents and jot down the project name and the page number. Perpetual Motion Machine, page 4. Yearbook Price Quotes, page 10. Love Poems for... Oh my. Out of respect for Thomas's privacy, I'll stop right there. You really don't want to hear teenage boy angst poetry. You get the idea. Keep each page devoted to one project. When you fill up a page, just go on to the next page. And if the next page is already used by something else, that means you've completed a block of pages on this project. Return to the table of contents and write in the ending page number. So if Thomas fills page 13 with yearbook price quotes and page 14 is already full of love poems, he changes the table of contents to read yearbook price quotes pages 10 through 13. Then he finds the first blank page, which is just after his poetry, page 82. That's an awful lot of teenage poetry. He returns to the table of contents and he adds in the page number of this new block of pages. So now the table of contents reads yearbook price quotes pages 10 through 13, 82. When one topic gets spread over several blocks, however, reading through the pages means a trip back to the table of contents every time you hit the end of a block of pages. Unless you make it easy on yourself. Every time you add a disconnected block of pages on a topic to the notebook, at the top of the first page of the new block, put a little arrow pointing to the left with the page number of the last page of the previous block on the topic. And then on the last page of the previous block, draw a right arrow under the page number and add the page number of the new block. This will be easy to do because when you're adding the new block, you're typically going there straight from the end of the old block. When Thomas starts adding yearbook information to page 82, he draws a left arrow pointing back to page 13. And on page 13, he draws a right arrow pointing ahead to page 82. This is threading, and this threading lets you find all of the pages dealing with a given topic. You can find them all at once by using the table of contents, or once you're in one of them, you can move forwards and backwards through the topic just by turning the pages and following the arrows. If you're a paper geek, which I am, it's great to carry around one notebook that's magically usable for many different topics. You keep the topics separate by using a table of contents to know which pages are which topics. And then when you add threading, you can leaf forwards and backwards through a topic as if it were its own notebook. Thomas is ecstatic. He has a notebook all pulled together, handling all of his courses and projects, with plenty of room left over in his backpack for his Legos, especially the glowing, vibrating ones that he's been carrying around lately. And it's all been made possible by a simple table of contents. I'm Steve Robbins. Follow Get It Done Guy on Twitter and Facebook. I run programs to help people have extraordinary careers. If you want to know more, visit steverrobbins.com or join my personal mailing list by texting Get It Done to 33444. You'll also get a free copy of my secret book chapter on how to build relationships that help you succeed. Work less, do more, and have a great life.